So what am I going to do? I want to say, how exactly am I going to identify the key here? Well, for me, the easiest way of identifying the key here is, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to, I'm not sorry actually. I'm going to have to create a key here. I'll call this key, right? And then this key is this thing that I'm going to highlight in yellow. This key for me is going to look at, what can I do here? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I can use, I'm trying to see if I should use DOI or if I should use, DOI or if I should use, okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to figure out a way of, okay, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to say, I can actually even create a category, right? Here. This would be a key. This is a category. And then I'm going to say, I want to categorize all these different DOIs, because if something is in Crossref, it would have been indexed, right? It has a DOI assigned to it. And that DOI is tied to a key that I'm looking for. So I want to categorize this, right? And I'll say split. I'll split this. The delimiter is this. And then what else am I going to do here? I'm going to say I want to get the second part, right? 1. Actually, I'll use index. I'll say index reference, it's row number 2. Okay, so I'm saying I'm going to get this. I'm getting this from the index, and at the same time, what am I going to do? I'm going to get again the index. This time around, the index of this, the same formula I have there, but the delimiter, oh, sorry. I'm going to come here and I'm going to split this again. What am I splitting? I'm splitting the same thing I had there, the index thing I created, but the delimiter this time around is a dot, right? And then the index, so I'm going to split this, but the index I'm getting is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say index get row 5. So that what I want here is I want the key here. And I know that if I have a situation like in row number 12, observe what's going to be in row number 12, probably to return an error or something. If it returns an error, right, what I want to do is I'm going to say if this is an error, what I want you to do is I want you to say return the key is blank or something. Otherwise, do your usual crap here. So that when I get the key here, like this, it will be blank. So what I'm doing here is crap. What I'm doing here is let me get to where I want to be here. What I'm doing here is I just need a key that's going to help me get a reference from the other side. And I can do this dynamically, but it will be a lot easier for you to follow like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, again, I'm going to come here. I can use this like this and just say, because I want categories here, right? I'm going to say if this is equal to an empty string, then what I'm dealing with is not article. Else it's an article. I don't know if I need, I'm going to come back here. Is error. if is error and all that. And say if this is equal to this, then no, otherwise yes. Right? So no means not article, yes means article, like that. So what is this telling me? It's telling me that these things, right, that I've extracted from Crossref, formula only. What I can do using this is I can then, you know, start doing those analyses that you were the analysis that you were looking at, right? In fact, what you can do is, I know this is trivial here stuff, but you can go a step further and just say, well, I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to say journal and do the same thing here, is it? Do the same thing I was doing here, where and I am going to get this here. I am going to get this. So instead of getting 5, I'm going to get 2. Right? You see, when you're dealing with very little data, and especially when you're dealing with data in such a way that you're feeding it to other people, the people that are coming don't know anything about pandas. Spreadsheets, they know. Right? None of the luxury you guys have where you know what pandas is. I have no idea what that is. When they come, we will tell them, this is what is there, this is not what is there. These are the missing metadata elements, this is what you need to fix. You understand? So I have this information, I have a key here. And what I can do now with this information, because these I can use as my keys, right? This is an important bits and pieces of information I need, right? So I'll come here and I'll say for each of these different articles, this is jobs, is it? I don't know if I'm talking to myself here, but that's okay also. Yeah, so I can come here, right, and say, well, for this, because I know that the journal platform is a single source of truth, right? What I can do is I can say I want to look up these articles, each of these articles, and according to how you guys have extracted these things here, the lookup key is the second one. So again here, I'll create a key. I'll call this journal or unza key. The other one is crossref key or something, and I'll highlight it so that you see this. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the same thing here. I'll split this by /, and then I'll get the very second index here, right? I'll say index 2 so that I get the key. And then I'll just propagate this formula here all the way up to the 102nd entry somewhere. Come on, Mr. Entry. Mr. Entry. Mr. Entry. You remember this from EDU 1020? Hello?
We never learned this, sir.
No. You see, I'm recording this session. I'm going to show him. You know, guys, who said that? Is it? I couldn't tell if it was Harris or Manga. Yeah, we need to. This is not a secret recording. This is going to the public here. Who said that? Is it you, Harris?
It's me, sir.
Yeah, you're lying, right? Why would you be lying here? You're lying. You're one of our best students, but you're lying to us. You're supposed to be our ambassador here. But anyway, You do this. Now, this is a part where you're grateful. Say it's a good thing we're working with Lighton. We're learning a lot of things here. Google Sheets, the spreadsheets are really powerful tools. Let me go. This is the part where I showcase some things here, right? So I have the key there. What do? I'm going to say, well, if I get that key, one of the things I want to do is I want to import range or something. I'm going to import range. What range am I importing? I'm importing everything from this spreadsheet here. I'm going to copy this stuff. Import range, everything is documented. I have the URL like that. And then in terms of the range, what do I want to pick? Well, I want to pick everything for now. Okay, well, maybe everything, I guess. But for now, I'm just going to pick column. Why not pick every? Well, okay, maybe I can pick everything actually. No. Yeah, maybe I can. So I'm going. Yeah, I'm going to pick everything here. Column A all the way up to AL. Everything. It goes up to 243. So A up to AL. Right? A up to AL. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say pick everything from column, and this is the part here. You need to copy the, what is this? Hide. Copy this sheet. I'll come here and I'm getting column A up to A1. I'm going to lock it actually. A1 up to AL 243. So I'm going to load, it's loading everything here, but because I need permission from the sheet, it's an external sheet, I would say allow something. I hope there's enough space to the right here, which I guess there is. So I've gotten, you see this? What I've imported here, this in key, what the hell? Key, category, all of these things. These are from that other sheet, right? I've put everything all the way up to volume. Where the hell is that? All the way up to volume, which is here. We're supposed to be somewhere up here. Now, I've imported this range here, right? But what I can do then now is, I'm going to say, I'll cut this out. Oops, sorry about that. I'll cut this out, or copy it rather. I'll copy it like that. The import range is here. You will find them in the thing though. You want to learn this, well, I guess you don't have to learn anything now. There's ChatGPT and all that. But I'll come here and then I'll just say Vookup. What am I looking up? I'm looking up the key that I've created here. Where am I looking it up from? From the range, which is here, this formula. And what index am I getting? I am getting, what am I going to get here? I'm going to get, for starters, I'm going to get 1, and then it's false here, right? In terms of the, is it sorted false or something? So now, oh shit. Yeah, there we go. So I have this, it's come back here, right? Yeah. And then what I can do is I can test something that is not, an article. Okay, all of these are articles actually. I can pull everything here. I've already locked actually. So I can say, well, I want to check, but how do I check which one is not there? I don't know. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come all the way down here, all the way up to the 102nd column, which is this one. And then I will paste special formula. There are bound to be some errors, but I can't see now. You see, there's a problem here because these are two, what do you call this? If some of you can log in here, it would be nice if you could help me figure out which one has, there we go. You see, there are some that have errors like this. Huh? This is not there, yeah? You see this?
Yes, Dr. Pierre.
Yeah, so what do? I'm going to come back on top here and say, if this results in an error, I'll use this result here. I'll say if error, if this is an error, if this value is an error, then, so this is there'll have to be a very interesting way. If it's an error, I'm just going to return an empty string like that. Okay, but also at the same time, I would want this to be something nice here. So I'll say, because I don't want to spit out just a number, right? I want this to be a flag, a boolean. Say this is missing. Is it index and crossref? I want a yes or no, or not index and index. So what do? I'll say if this value is equal to empty, then this is not in crossref. Otherwise, in crossref, like that. So the first one is in crossref, right? I can paste the formula here, and now I can already see that I can't see though. What the hell is this? You know, because I can't see, because these things are the columns, right? The data is too compressed here. I could just say do that. I can say conditional formatting, right? Because you want to visualize, you see, you want to look at the bigger picture. For you, the statistics are going to be easy, will be pivoting and stuff. But for these guys, for them to see the things that they need to fix, maybe you need to color code them. So I'll say conditional formatting or something. And how do I do conditional formatting? I want to say, well, I want to check, I'm going to use a custom formula. Come here, custom formula. And the formula I want is, I want to check the column O. If this column O is equal to not in crossref, right? I will, this is O2. If not in crossref, color code it. I want it to be in red, bold, and the text should be white, like that. So that if I'm a person who's going through this, I'll be able to see if something is not in crossref by, if this thing has worked. I'll be able to see like this. I'll come here, oh, this is not in crossref. What is it? It's this, entry or something. I start scrolling up. What else? Where the hell are you? Where are you? Is it just one? What the hell? Oh, there we go. So I say, oh, these are not in crossref, 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 you know? But the key thing here is for you, what you are doing to kind of match these things is you just come here, right? And you say, well, I want to insert pivot, and because Lighton wants what do you call this? Some fancy report like that, I'll say create. And then I'll say, I don't know what I'll say here, but I'll say add the I want statistics for not in crossref, this is in crossref or something, right? So I will add the rows are going to be index in crossref or not. This is my flag. Then for the values, I'll use the key here. Article number is fine, and then I will count. So I see already here that there's about 12 from jobs that are not in crossref. And this is what you want, because if you want to then kind of like have a more nuanced analysis, like Lighton tells you, well, one of the other things you have to do here is you must showcase when they were published and stuff, right? You kind of come here, I will say, guys, you see now, I don't know what you guys are doing here. What's going on? Maybe you want to see these by volume or something. I don't know how you're going to do that by volume here, but this is the part where you look at the identifiers. Wow, this is a mess. This is a mess. What's the best source of the volume? If you want, because you must think here, these guys will have to come through these things volume by volume, right? So you want to segment this thing properly, volume by volume. So you could say, well, I'm going to come here, and I don't know what we're going to do here, but I'm going to say I will derive something else here, right? I don't know if this will work here. Here, and then I'll say another column here to the left. I'll say journal, I would say volume, and then I'll say issue or something. I know I'm using issue as a volume, so. And then you can do the same thing here. You see that the identifier has markers that you can use, is it? How do we do this? We do a split as well. What are we splitting? We're splitting this. We are splitting it by pipe symbol. Once we split it by pipe symbol, we see some really interesting things here, right? When we split, we're going to get the second index, second row, so that I get the DOI, right? And then from the DOI, I'm going to, and by the way, you'll notice here that there are spaces and stuff. So if I were you, I would be trimming these things here. Trim. Once you trim it, you then trim this resulting thing here again, trim. So that there are no trailing white spaces, right? At the beginning and at the end, in essence. Once I trim this, I'm going to say, for me to get the volume, I need to get, or is there an easier way of getting the volume? Is there another easier way of getting the volume from here? No. Is there? Hello? Are you guys there?
Yes, Dr. P.
This thing should be, you know how you learn, right? At this stage, when you're in an intimate setting like this, where a few of you, it should be a back and forth. Oh, let's do this, let's do that, right? This is how you learn, by the way, it turns out. Oh, Lighton, how about doing this and stuff, right? But anyways, that's okay. I can do this all day or something. So I'm going to come here and I'll split again, right? I'll split by, God damn it. I'll split by, this time around by /. And when I split by /, I will get the index, the second index, so that I get the chunk that is going to, that identifies the journal. And then here again, by the way, I'm doing this iteratively, right? If you notice, I don't know if you've noticed this. There's no difference between what you're doing in Python and in Excel. You just need to know the formulas here. I'm doing this iteratively, right? When I come here, I can split this by dot, so that I get 1, 2, 3. 3 is the volume. You understand? So I'm going to come here and I'll do a split this by dot, get the third index, like that. Third index. So this is volume 1. What the hell am I doing? I was in issue. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put this in volume like this. Issue is the fourth one, like this. Right? So now that I have the formulas, all I do is I go to the 102nd row, which is here, 103rd, I guess, and then I'll just paste the formula, I guess, so that when I go now to my pivot table, where I'm just going to say missing. This is like your analysis of. Well, I'll just call this pivot. Crossref. This has jobs analysis, like that. I'll come here and I will say, well, we want to see which volumes, right? Which volumes are affected. So in this particular case, what do we see? We see that according to analysis, the thing that is affected the most, not in Crossref. What the hell is this? Why is this? Oh, it's 11. That's fine. So in volume 1, for instance, we had 5 articles that are not in Crossref. In volume 2, there are 6 of them. In volume 4, everything is indexed. In volume 5, everything is indexed. In volume 6, everything is indexed. In volume 7, 1 item is not indexed. In volume 8, everything is indexed. Right? Do you understand this? What the hell is this? What is this? Yeah, don't know what that is here. But you fix this. Is this making sense?
Yes, Dr. P.
You see, one of the arts of one of the skills you really need to develop is in a world full of tools. One of the smartest choices you ever make if you're going to continue with this trajectory insofar as your career is concerned is the art of identifying tools to use, right? Given a problem. I know how to program in Python. I can go to Jupyter Notebook and then I start iteratively doing this, but I look at the task, the data set is quite small. The analysis I'm doing doesn't require anything like preprocessing of data and all those things. So what do? I choose the simplest possible solution or tool to use. More importantly, in your case, right, the output of what's coming out of this exercise here has got to feed into what these other guys are doing.